Welcome back to Once Upon a Sister. I'm Faith.
I'm Rosalie.
And we're your hosts. I feel like that's the first time in weeks where we've gotten it correct.
Try. We have messed up
we
so
always
much.
just like, I always zone out.
You keep whenever I go, you keep zoning out, and
because
you don't
for
know
some
that
reason
you're supposed
I'm
to say
like,
I'm Faith.
if you say the intro, then you say your name. But I'm like, no, we keep it my name, your name. But yeah. So
anyway,
we always
today is our book club episode, which is going to be One Dark Window. So, spoiler warning now. If you have not read that, please click out because we are about to spoil the whole book.
Yeah.
Go read it and then come back. But I am excited to talk about it.
Yes, me too.
It's a good one. But before we hop into that, are you reading anything?
Yeah, this is a struggle, guys. I'm really trying to get back into it. It's really hard. Like,
Being pregnant?
Yeah, like, I don't know. My brain is just not the same. Also, just have a hard time just, like, staring at a book right now. Like, I don't know. I don't like feeling this way, though. It makes me sad. I'm still...
We'll get there eventually.
Yeah, I had, like, pause reading Magnolia Parks.
Oh, I forgot you were reading that.
Because I still haven't gotten it available on physical.
Yeah.
And I haven't, like, really done anything or had time. Like, if I try to listen to a book, like, I was listening to it today. I paused every 2 seconds because the kids are talking to me the whole time. Yeah. So I was like, I haven't had much time to...
The holds on those books are insane.
Yeah. So I paused reading it for a little bit. And then I just read, obviously, One Dark Window. I finished it last night. And then I picked it back up today on audio. And I'm very interested still in the storyline. But I'm like... I feel like it's like if you go into it with the right mindset, because it's just like a drama toxic situation. Like if you go into it with the right, like, oh, like not hoping for like a happily ever after, or like not I don't know if it's gonna be there. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, but
also just going into it with the mindset of like,
it's not
these are very flawed people, and like they're gonna grow, but like
like go into it with the mindset of you're about to like be in a Gossip Girl situation.
Yeah,
like that's how basically it is. But
how far are you through it?
I'm like 30%.
I'm ready to talk about it.
I know. I'm sorry. I that's the thing is I haven't had it on physical, so I like it's hard to like.
Dude, what's your weight at on your hold?
4 weeks. Still.
Oh. Yeah. That's why whenever I finished the first book, I immediately bought Daisy Hates on Kindle because I was like, I just can't wait right now.
I might honestly just borrow it from you because like I've been wanting to read it at night, but like I don't really want to sit there and listen to something.
No. Like it's just one of those series that like you just need to keep reading, and it's been a while since like I read the first 3.
I feel like I just need to pick a little bit of a hard time because the audiobook is did you listen to it at all?
I did.
Yeah, so she's British, but she's like more like Cockney British.
I actually really liked the audiobook.
I didn't mind it. Like I am enjoying it actually, but I cannot listen to it as fast as I normally do.
Oh no, I had to slow it down.
Slow it down major. Yeah. I'm normally like 2.25. I slowed it down to 1.75. When I first started, I was at 1.5. I was able to bump it up a little bit. I
really liked it though because it really like put me in the setting.
Yeah, but I will say, sometimes like if I'm not 100% focused, because she'll start talking and she'll be like, oh, she'll like talk all of a sudden be in the past,
but it doesn't tell you.
She'll be like at a party or at a place, and all of a sudden she brings up a memory from the past, and I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know where we're at. That's why I had to text her. I was like, because there's a key plot point when you start on the book, you like immediately are like introduced to something that happened to this main character, and so then she's like jumping between present and past, and I was like, Rosalie, this story she's talking about here, when is this? Because I'm lost. Like, but I feel like if you just go into it knowing you have to like pay attention to that, it'll be easier. But it is very interesting. I'm like, we just got introduced. Like, she just met Daisy Hates, or not met, but like that's the first time we see her in the Daisy book. Hates. Yeah. So I'm curious what that's gonna be like. Because so far she seems kind of like she wouldn't even talk to her in the scene where they meet.
Yeah, I know. I went into those books, at least from where you're at right now. I was like, I thought Magnolia Parks and Daisy Hates were going to be best friends.
That's what I thought.
And then I started it, and like they don't even know each other. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's what I guess when I'm like, oh, one book is Magnolia, next book is Daisy. I thought I was going to be like, oh, they're best friends. No. But it's like,
I feel like that's fun. Like it's a very different world. And
yeah. Because in your mind, I feel like
that's what.
I feel like it's going to be like a Blair and Serena situation. Like, but.
Because now that you're reading it, I was listening to the listening to what she's reading in the interview, Jessica Hastings, and she talks about how like she loved those shows growing up, like Gilmore Girls and like Gossip Girl and those type of shows where it's like you really just get to know the characters, and that's why her books are so dialogue heavy and just like,
which I think that's one of
the
reasons
we're just constantly like learning memories, and like we just spend, and that's why they're so long, because you're spending so much time with them, and that's what she wanted, was like those, it felt like a show where you're really getting to know the person.
I feel like that's why I'm immediately am interested, because I love dialogue. So like I feel like even though it's not fantasy or like it's not hitting those parts, it has like the heavy dialogue, which I really like. But anyway, enough about me. What are you reading? Because you posted your video yesterday. She posted a TikTok of like, what should I read?
And nobody, literally, I got 2 comments from people on Book Talk, and they were like, I haven't read any of these, so I don't know.
I know, I didn't comment because I was like, I haven't read any, so I don't know. I didn't want to be like the third person commenting that. So I was like,
which I appreciate the comments, but anyways. And then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna pick up Out of the Woods, because it's a romance book, but it's like 315 pages. Like, actually, the physical book itself.
In my mind, I saw like 15 pages, like 15. I was like, wait, what?
No, sorry, I don't know why I said it like that. It's actually like the physical book itself is not even over 300 pages. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna like this because I can just read it
like a nice
like,
little palate cleanser. I feel like sometimes a quick little book.
Yeah, like and then after I picked it up, one of my like friends from middle school, she doesn't even read, but she commented on the video Out of the Woods. I'm like, okay, well, you chose. So. Okay, well, but I had already picked it. Anyways, I'm like 35% through. I really like it so far. It's very different because this is the one that I was talking about. It's not necessarily second chance. Like, you're following a married couple that's been married for probably 8 years. And I don't know. But they were also together before because they met in high school. So, like, they've been together for a long time. Like, basically her whole life. And it's not necessarily second chance, but... I mean, obviously they're married. So, like, you can have issues sometimes. And they're just in a point where they're struggling to communicate. And really, like it just feels like they're just... missing each other. And then also she's struggling a lot because she like doesn't have kids, she doesn't have a career, she doesn't have anything. So she feels like she's just at this almost 30 and like doesn't have anything going on other than like she's just married. So they go on like this retreat thing, and I just got into that part. But I'm enjoying it so far. Also because I like read Out on a Limb, so I've already gotten to see these characters. So I feel like I wouldn't have been as interested if it was like I was just picking this one up. But because it's the second in like an interconnected standalone, I'm liking it so far. But that is all I'm reading. And then next I think I want to get back to Magnolia Parks. Yeah. Because now that Faith's reading it, I'm just like, it's reignited.
Yeah.
I think where the third one leaves off, it's very much like, whoa. Like something crazy happens and then you have to go... Like, something crazy happens in the Magnolia Parks book, and then I have to go to Daisy Hates. And I was like, I just want to know what happens in Magnolia Parks, but I'm not going to get there unless I read the Daisy Hates book. And I know I'll like the Daisy Hates one. I do want to read the Two Twisted Crowns next, but... Yeah, our cousin, we started this book, and then she started, like, the day after. She fully read it before we even finished it, and then started the next book, and she finished it like last night.
Oh yeah.
So she's zooming through.
She told me on Sunday, we were at my mom's birthday party, she told me that she needed to finish One Dark Window so she could do the book club, and then she's like, I'll probably just read the next one right after, and then she's like, and then she's gonna pick up Assistant to the Villain, and
she's already picked it up, so she's like 40% through it.
Yeah, she said that she was doing audio, but it was starting kind of slow for her, so, but yeah. But she's like got all these things that she's trying to finish so she can do the book club, and I was like, girl, she is zooming right now. That's what I'm like, man, sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I wasn't in this like weird, because I just miss doing that. I miss zooming, like
all the universes.
Like, April saved my butt for my reading goal, because April I read 15 books, and then immediately in May I found out I was pregnant, so I like read like 10 because I found out at the end of the month, and then June it was like 5, and then July is 5, I think. Like, it's like, which I mean, it's like I'm not reading, but for my normal, like, that's like one-ish book
I think it also feels like you're not reading at all, because like like you're missing the amount that you're reading.
Like I'm not reading.
Also just the motivation and the energy, like you're reading, but it feels like you're
I'm just
not
like
into
so
it.
tired all the time. Like I don't even know how to explain. Like a lot of times I'll read during my kids' nap time, right? My younger one still naps, and so then the other one's like, do whatever. But I've been taking a nap because I've been so tired. So I'm like, I just haven't been reading. Yeah. And there's also been so much like my son had a birthday last month. Today's my other son's birthday, and then like my mom had a birthday and we hosted, and then like there's
weddings, like just so weddings, many
and then like just. I was literally like told my husband, I was like, hey, we need to like do something for our son's birthday this weekend. And then next weekend is my sister-in-law's birthday. So it's like every weekend is just like ridiculous. We need to book retreats. Yeah. My husband was like, let's just do like quarterly birthday celebrations so we don't have to. But anyway, let's get into this episode because we've been chatting for a minute.
Also, no, sorry. I was going to say, I saw this TikTok last night that was like, you must read more than the average person. And she's like, no, I don't think so. And then it was like, the average person reads 4 books a year. And she was like, oh, I do. Yeah. I was like you're reading 5 books a month. So that's still, like, I'm still reading. Not that it's like a race or anything. Just
for my normal pace, I feel like I'm like a foreign. I feel it feels so foreign to me. It feels really different.
Even for me, sorry, I know we're still going. But even for me, like, I feel like I still have been reading at my normal pace a little bit less, but like I'm not having like you to talk about things, so I feel so like disconnected.
I feel disconnected from it too, and I feel bad. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Dude, there's a bird out there.
It sounds like it's like a kid whistling every 2 seconds
or something. They're like cawing at each other like. Anyway,
let's get into One Dark Window. So what did you rate it?
Oh,
you didn't think it's. I feel like we don't think about it because like,
no, I did a little bit, but I'm like torn because like I really enjoyed it, but I don't think I want to put 5 stars just because it wasn't like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna be stuck in this.
And at some point it was a little bit confusing.
Yeah, I feel like it's either like a 4 or 4.5 for me. Like
I put 4 stars.
Yeah, probably that.
I wonder if the second book will be 5 stars. Like, I was so interested, but it just didn't quite reach that mark. But also, 4 is not bad at all.
No, but I really liked it. Yeah. And every time I, like, wanted to keep picking it up, I didn't get to, I feel like I didn't get to read, like, chunks at a time, which is fun. Which is what I prefer. And so, like, I felt every time I had, like, started reading again, I had to, like, remember, like, what's going on, where am I at? And that didn't help with the fact that I feel like it was a little confusing as far as like the magic system.
Yeah,
was just not
the magic system was very different, like than what
just
we're used
different. To. And then also like, we were talking about this a little bit ago, but like all the princes and like the cousins and like the brothers and like, I was like, who is who right now? At first, I thought Hoth was the king, and then I was like, oh, he's not.
Yeah, he's the brother or
he's the king's son.
Yeah.
And so then, like, and then
like the Elm and Emery.
And then Elm and Emery, like, Elm being with Raven made me think that he was his brother, but no, he's Hoth's brother. Yeah. So, like, I got confused a little
And then at first, like, too, with her stepsisters and her stepmom, I was like, wait, which one's which again? Like,
yeah. I feel like there's parts that I didn't ingest the way I was supposed to. So, like, I'm like, I felt kind of confused as I was reading, but
I think by the end I didn't, but it's always that classic, like, you pick up a fantasy book and you're like, what is going on? Because they just throw you in there.
No, I literally sent you a TikTok. It's like, I sent it to you and Emily on, but it's like Kevin Hart and some guy he's doing an interview. He's like, well, don't just jump in like I know everything. And it's like talking about fantasy worlds. Like, you kind of back up. Like, give me the backstory. I'm like, dude, that's how I feel. Like,
I know. Like, trying to learn the cards and the magic, I was like, what is happening? Like, what is going on?
Confused. And then like,
but it was also so fun. Like, it was very different, and I really liked that.
Yeah. Emily, sorry, I'm gonna keep talking about our cousin.
Her name is Emily.
Yeah, one of our cousins' name is Emily. The one that we're talking about. She was saying on Sunday that, like, because she had just started, we were like both like 4 chapters in at that point. And she was saying that the black veins or whatever
was making her think of Venom.
Making her thinking of Venom from 4th, or like Iron Flame or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
because they don't really get introduced to it till later on, but yeah, she said it was making her think of that, and I was like, oh, I didn't even. But yeah, I can. I
didn't think about that at all.
I didn't either. Then I was funny because she said Venin in the 4th Wing universe, and then I was watching. I wanted to see what I'll read what she's reading thought of this book because they did it for their book club like almost a year and a half ago or something. So I went back and watched it, and then Michaela was saying that it reminded her of Venom from Marvel, Venom. And I was like, oh, that's so interesting that they both like.
Yeah. Something I thought was so interesting was like the nightmare being in her head.
Yeah, that's what. Like, one of my favorite things about fantasy books is when they do like the mind to mind stuff. So even though it wasn't like the love interest, even though we did get
it was very like
piece of that.
I still loved it though.
It was so interesting,
like the communication between her and Nightmare.
Yeah.
But also speaking of that mind speaking, like it was like I can't remember what chapter it is, and I literally wrote a note on the Fable book club. But like one of the first chapters where she meets Raven,
he uses the nightmare card on her.
I think it's chapter 6. He like uses the nightmare card on her and speaks into her mind. So at first I didn't realize he was using the card, and I was like, oh, so the nightmare's in his head too, and he can like communicate with her, and I got so excited. And the
whole time I was like, he has a nightmare too somehow, or like he's got like, that's what I thought. Yeah. I thought it was going to be some sort of like,
it wasn't, they
had the same infection, but
that's what I guess. And then so I like literally wrote a note in the book club. I was like, mind connection, oh my gosh. And then that was all we got. Maybe we'll get like, not to jump ahead, more, but like with how the book ends, maybe we'll get some sort of mind connection too, because like obviously the nightmare like took over her at the very end. Yeah, Elspeth.
I will say, like, okay, so going to that, that was, I feel like this book had a little creepier, like, no,
there was times where I was like,
because I've heard people refer to it as like kind of gothic, and I was like, what do they mean? Now I kind of get it. I'm like, because it's the nightmare, I feel like it's supposed to make the reader kind of like creeped out. So like at the end, when, especially the end, I listened on audio, and the voice that she does for the nightmare,
I didn't listen to any of those parts.
It's like kind of creepy, and so it was like Elspeth talking, but it was like robotic. Ew. And it was kind of creepy, and because it was like 11:30 p.m. I was like trying to wrap it up, and I was like,
yeah, it was creepy enough to read. Like it always had that, but I enjoyed that part though.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting.
But and no, I wonder so bad
if for Raven, like in the end too.
Yeah, I wonder if the nightmare like fully taking control, because like Elspeth, she has to be there somehow. She still has to be there somehow.
No, yeah, she's still. Well, I mean, obviously,
like obviously her body's there, and the nightmare's taking over. But I wonder if somehow in the next book we'll get like Raven tapping the card and getting into the nightmare's mind, but like, will Elspeth be there somehow and he can communicate to her?
Yeah,
because like she can't just be completely gone. And obviously, like he talks about at the end, like
he tries.
Now he's determined to like find the card so he can lift the mist and like save everyone and bring Elspeth back.
Yeah,
but yeah, I just really liked that element. And even though it wasn't like her and Raven communicating, I thought it was so fun. It was reminding me once again of Fourth Wing, how she has communication to Taryn and Darna. Like she gets to like talk to them in her mind. That's what it felt like with the nightmare in a way.
Yeah, when she would like ask the nightmare for help and stuff.
Even though he wasn't like a full other being, like he was still.
Also, that was like
had all that communication.
Creepy, like to see how every time she would ask the nightmare for help, how he would gain a little more control over her. Also, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this wasn't entirely answered unless I just missed it, but she mentions at one point how every time she's near Raven, she doesn't really like hear the nightmare as much, or he like retreats more into her mind. Like she mentions like he's like in the corner of her mind, and like, what does that mean? Like, is that?
I don't remember that.
So I feel like there's more to Raven.
I wonder if that has to do with, because you know how we find out like the nightmare is basically the Shepherd King, because it's like he sold his soul. Yeah, like that's the part of the
also
nightmare.
Did you think that?
I didn't.
I did.
When that happened, I was like,
I mean, like, it was like,
I just didn't think about the nightmare actually being like,
I did,
an entity in a way. Like I was just thinking.
I think that, did you listen to any of it?
I listened to random parts, but I mostly read it.
So if you listened to it, I feel like you would have gotten the feeling more that it was like, it might have been a person.
No. Like, I don't know how to describe what I thought he was. I just didn't really see him as like an actual being. I don't know. Like, I don't even know. I just didn't think that was going to happen.
Like, I didn't necessarily in my mind go like, oh, the nightmare is a Shepherd King. But I kind of thought like, he has to do something with the Shepherd King or whatever. But like, but also because there was like when they had their first kiss and she opens her eyes and like sees the person. Do you remember that? When they're like in that old place, I can't remember.
Oh yes. I was like, what the heck is going on?
That was the Shepherd King, like, right?
Did she see him in a mirror or something?
She sees him like standing over a stone thing or whatever.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. That was creepy though.
Also, like how every time people would comment on her yellow eyes like that. I feel like there were just elements to it that were like creepy. Like
but like I don't know, it was fun though.
But so I wanted to say
it was a very different setting than other fantasies.
Yeah,
like I feel like it had that feel in a kind of in a way of like Vampire Diaries, where it's like. Yeah. Sometimes you're like, what's happening? Like,
yeah, I will say like this was refreshing because when you read a lot of fantasy, I feel like this was very new, very fresh.
Yeah, even though it's an older book.
Well, like, I mean, like as far as like it didn't feel like the same fantasy. Blueprint of every other fantasy. The magic system was very different. The magic was limited to if you had a card or if you had the infection, and I really enjoyed and then the whole like. Basically wanting to eradicate all the infected, that felt very similar to like powerless you know,
that's what I was thinking.
But then
wait, can I get back to my point I was trying to make earlier? Sorry, I didn't know. I was saying with like the nightmare being the Shepherd King, I almost wonder if like, because obviously Raven is the cousin to the princes and like the king's family, so he's related to the Shepherd King like through that way. Yeah. So I wonder if there's going to be something to that because of how you said. I guess I missed it, but yeah, like her saying that like the nightmare kind of went away when she was near Raven. I wonder if that would play into that at all. Yeah. And like maybe he's.
That is interesting. I didn't think about that. Like a lot of times when the nightmare would like tell her like the little poems or whatever in his mind, I was like, "What are you saying right now?" Because he would like pull out the names like the Rowan or Roman. I can't. Rowan. Like he would pull out the names and I'm like, who are they again? Like I feel like I was just a little confused, but I just wanted to say I really did like the whole aspect of it, that just the little elements of fun where it was like she got pulled into basically a rebellion against and so then they had their own little mission that they were on, and then also like fun. The fake dating kind of part of it.
I did find it fun that like we kind of immediately get a little like Foundish family type stuff off the bat,
like right off the bat, like because she's immediately pretty much betrayed by Ione.
Is that how it is?
Yeah, because in a way, like Ione goes in with the maiden card.
Also, that I'm like so like, because obviously towards the end we get to know that like Ione's been under the control of the Scythe the whole time. Yeah, and then. But, like, she breaks through at moments to help her out. Yeah. So, I'm like, I just wonder, there has to be more to that.
Yeah, there's got to be.
There's definitely more to that, but also, like, it sucks that, like, Ione kind of betrayed her in that way. But, like, I wonder if there's something else that, like, Ione was trying to protect her from, and we just don't even know it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very interesting. It was also, like, sad to see her, like, she like mentions how Ione's like her number one confidant. She goes from that to nothing. Yeah. And I'm like, that's so sad. And like seeing her turn into this different person, literally, like. Yeah. And then like ultimately being betrayed by her uncle. That was so sad to me at the end.
What exactly happened again?
When she when her uncle like takes her into a room, and then Hoth is there, and then he locks her in the room, and
no, I forgot he was.
And then he leaves her in there, and then she's like, "You're under the control of the Scythe," and then she finds out that he's not. That he just does it out of his own volition. Like he.
Oh, her uncle, yeah.
Yeah, like.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought it was Hoth.
But yeah, I was like, that is so sad. Like, what is her uncle's goal here? Like,
I don't know. Also, it sucks because it's like she goes from her father basically abandoning her and shoving her into her aunt's house, and like her uncle doesn't even have any like love for her at all. So she's just like fatherless completely, and then all she has is her aunt. So that was so sad. Like when her aunt sent her the letter, like the night after she says goodbye to her, and Jesper was like, "Oh, your aunt's controlling, huh?" And she's like, "No, she's just sad and like wanting to know why I'm so quickly jumping into this courting thing and like going to live with them."
Without talking about it to them, or like
Right, going back to like the found family, that was fun. And then like them immediately in this like situation where they have to go out and do these little missions, and like them going into the mist, and like that's when she fights with
her dad,
and then she fights Hoth. And that moment where Hoth, like after that, when they all meet up and Hoth was like
trying to figure out,
saying something, and then said something about her hand. Or I don't know, like he said something and then like everyone like looked at her hand. That was like almost a little comical moment thrown in there. I was like, that was so funny to picture. Everyone just being like
realizing that it was her.
Yeah. And then Ione was like, oh, and we went horseback riding and she fell off. I'm like, she has been in there. She's in there.
Yeah. And then I feel like I don't want to keep comparing this to Fourth Wing, but even like I feel like Elspeth and Elm, like their banter
was like
reminded me of like Violet Feyre and Cassian, or like Violet and Riddick. Like it, like how it was like that side character.
Yeah.
But it's like,
that's what I was gonna say. Like Elm was such a fun.
Also, there was like a little bit between Elm
and Ione. I was like, what's going on here? I was like, was there past stuff or I don't know. And then him being so upset at the end when he realizes that Hoth has been using the scythe on her the whole time.
Yeah.
But also, I just really liked Elm, and he, in a way, he reminded me of Cardan from The Cool Prince.
Oh.
Like the little like. Yeah, I feel like he just had that little bit of like sassiness to him, and not to compare this book to every other book because I feel like it was really unique.
Yeah, I know it was very unique. I just feel like it just there's like
really liked
bits of like character pieces and stuff that like make me think
I really liked Elm.
Yeah,
and I'm like I know the second book's probably not going to be about that, but I'm like I want to see like a book about Elm and Ione, even though we literally got crumbs.
I will say I really liked how Raven and Elspeth's relationship like formed, and it liked
Raven.
It wasn't like slow burn, but it was just...
It wasn't slow burn into love. I feel like it was a very natural progression of a relationship.
Yeah.
Of like getting to know each other as they're working together. And I wasn't expecting them to kiss in the book. I was like, oh, we're doing this already. Like,
yeah.
I thought, in my head, I felt like more things were going to happen that were like going to make it not possible for them to have time to even think about each other.
Which I feel like them actually... forming their relationship and kissing and stuff like that did make it probably harder for her to be.
Yeah.
Also, whenever she was like, she said goodbye to him or whatever, and then it was like, and I didn't realize that was the last time I'd see him. I was like, what?
I know. As soon as I saw that, I like flipped the page. I was like, what's going on? As sad as it is, though, I do love the plot of like when a relationship forms and then one of them sucked away, and it's usually the girl, but that happens in a few fantasy books, and it's just. I really like that because it like heightens the tension.
Yeah.
And like as much as like I love a slow burn, when that happens and like they do get together, not super fast, but like they got together in a timely manner, and then like now they're gonna be ripped apart. Like the tension. But it's still
early on in their relationship,
and
so
like, it's so good. And then it's like spurring Raven on to be like, okay, I'm gonna figure this out.
Yeah, I like how it wasn't like an immediate like giving up. You know what I mean? Like it's always like no, I'm going to figure this out and like save her, which is nice. I was gonna say the part, I can't remember what they called it, the part where they're like at the party or whatever, and Hoth makes them like gives them all the drink and then makes them play that game basically. That was very fun. I felt like, because I felt like immediately when it started happening the questions were gonna be like super serious, and then it was like, are you sleeping with anybody else? Are you I was like, no,
like the way Ione was like, okay, I'm gonna use this moment. Like, and then the visual in my head of Hoth being like, oh. Like in the way Hoth,
and it's like, do you love anybody? Like, are you in love? I'm like, dude, what a petty little.
The way Hoth thought this was gonna be his opportunity to use it to his advantage, and then he got like so humbled, and he was like, oh.
I thought it was so funny that they immediately all start like going after him.
Also, it flashed me back to the beginning of the book when they first meet Elspeth and bring her into that room with like Jesper, Elm, Raven, and then the parents. And Elm immediately uses a scythe on her, and like one of the first questions he asks her is like, do you think Raven's pretty, or like, do you think Raven's cute? And she's like, well, yeah. I just like that it was like it was such like the gothic fantasy. I feel like that does make sense for this, but it had those elements of a little bit of comedic timings, and I think it, like, now that I think about it, I feel like it really reminds me of Cruel Prince in a way.
Yeah, I can see that. And then also how Raven like goes during that, like goes into her head with the nightmare, and she's like, no, like yelling like, get out, like you promised me you wouldn't. And then he hears the nightmare, and then she like passes out. And so then like she's like throwing up, right? And then immediately it cuts to like them waking up and him like being in her room. I love it, like when you like he wakes up and he's a chair in the room. Like, also though, I felt like I didn't love how the reveal of her finally telling him that there's a nightmare in her head, like Elm was there too for that.
I know.
I kind of wish that it had just been like her and Raven, but like I know he ended up kicking Elm out of the room, but like
I feel like it took the seriousness of it away.
Yeah, like I feel like
also she wasn't able to be fully transparent, because I feel like if Elm wasn't there, it would have been different. Yeah,
but then it was nice how like before, with like when they did say goodbye, because he had like the king called him down or whatever, and then she was like, she came down and talked to him real quick, and then he was basically like, he kissed her on the head or something, like saying like, basically assuring her like they're still gonna be okay, like they're gonna figure it out.
She was scared,
like she thought that
and then of course
they were done, and then
the Hoth and the uncle come. I was like, this, you're serious? Like, right when everyone leaves, like this has to happen.
No, I know. Yeah. Which I feel like obviously Hoth used the situation to his
advantage. Yeah, like, so annoying. No, when I heard about like when they talk about Elm and how Hoth was like a terror towards him, so Elm like moved in with the U's. It's like, this is so sad. Yeah. Like, and that, I feel like that's also, sorry to keep bringing it up, that's also what reminded me of Carden, like how he's the younger one, and like his family is kind of terrible, and he like has a good heart, and like I just really liked Elm, but I liked all of them. Also, it was so, the whole Emery plot, and like when Emery like escaped from the king's castle and like came to them, I was like, this is so sad.
Yeah. Also, just the reveal of like Emery being infected and then Raven being infected. What? I was like, oh, I was not expecting all these people in the king's family to be like infected.
Yeah. Which, I mean,
I guess makes sense that they would probably like, get to survive. They're using
it to their advantage, and like, they get to get away with it.
Yeah. I thought it was a very interesting book. I'm excited to see what they do with the next one.
Yeah. I'm glad that there's only, like, I get to read the next one and we get to know what happens.
Yeah, like that's done. It. Like, it's not forever long.
Yeah.
I'll see. When we were reading it the other night, she was like 5 or 6 chapters ahead of me, and then I come across the chapter, I think it was like chapter 14 or something, one of the teen chapters, and like she's going on the walk with Raven through the woods or whatever, and then she like sees the old building, and then she's like looking on the side and she sees one dark window, and I was like, I looked at Rosalie and I was like, okay, well now we know where the one dark window comes from, and she was like, what? I was like, what? And so then I like read the whole page to her, and she's like, I still don't remember. Like, she did not ingest that at all.
I wonder if that was one of the points I was listening and I just did not.
Yeah, that's what I feel like I did. Like, some stuff I didn't fully take it in, but like I feel like we still don't even fully know why it is one dark window. Yeah. There's going to be more obviously in the second
also,
book.
Also, like the second one being called Two Twisted Crowns. Like, what is that going to be?
Yeah.
Like, is she going to be a lost princess?
Like another.
The classic. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like. Do you have any theories for the next one? I feel like I always see people talk about theories, and my brain just does not work in that way. I don't.
Do you think that the Shepherd King is going to be able to like become his own human being again? Like, is that possible?
I don't know. I feel like if anything, it's more going to be like somehow him and Elspeth are going to fully merge, and she's going to like have his abilities.
Yeah, I want to read some.
I don't even know.
I thought the end was interesting how he like worded it.
Also, the Nightmare is a very interesting character to me, because I feel like we are supposed to not like him,
but
and there's aspects of him that I don't love, but also I feel like we do care for him because he cares for Elspeth, even though he is getting stronger and taking over. I feel like he cares for her in a way.
Yeah, like he still protects her.
Yeah,
but like the end when it's like. When he's like, only I can find the twin alders, for it was I who left it there. I'm like, that's kind of makes you like immediately want to jump into the next book.
I think I am gonna after I finish the one I'm reading right now.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I feel like I've been like inspecting the cover because I'm like, what does it has to mean
something? Like, why is she on a bridge? What is the mist?
The mist is the mist.
Well, okay, right? I know, but like, why is it coming out of her?
Yeah, I feel like it's supposed to be the nightmare.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Just very interesting. And then there's the new one, the second one. It's just, I feel like if you do read a lot of fantasy books, like, do you agree with us in the aspect that it's like, it is kind of a refreshing.
I know. Like, because I think different. A lot of them follow the same plot, same type
same
of magic,
Lost Princess, like, same enemies to lovers. Like, it's like, no, this was just different.
And like, there was definitely aspects of this that reminded me of other things. Like, even down to the aspect of her mother dying and her dad remarries, and she has a stepmother that hates her and 2 twin stepsisters. Like, it reminded me of Shield of Sparrows was like even though like setup. It's a little different. Like, her sister doesn't hit her. I don't know.
Like, she has like no relationship with her sisters in this book. Like, it's like there's nothing there. Yeah,
I wonder if maybe it'll play somehow. Those will play into the next one. But there was like, I really liked it. It was refreshing, and sometimes you just need a fantasy that's going to be different. Also, I feel like I'm starting to like fantasies where it's just, I don't know how to describe it, but it feels slower. Like, it feels like there's not crazy, and I do like those. I do like when there's a lot of stuff happening, but I am really enjoying when it's just calm and we're following the fantasy a lot.
Like, that's kind of how like Shield of Sparrows felt, where it was like just going with her on the journey to get there, and like it was like slower pace.
That is very much how an Ember in the Ashes series is. Like, that one, I think I can compare it to Cruel Prince in a way of where like it is just so fantasy focused, and it was really interesting. And there were parts where I was like, what the heck is happening? But it is just like a little bit of a slower plot, and like, but it keeps you hooked the whole time. So
anyway, what did you think of the book?
Also, the way you're matching the book.
Twins. I didn't realize that. If you read the book, what did you think of it? I thought it was,
you rate it?
Very, very good. I thought it was so funny how her cousin like immediately and then immediately the next one. Like,
I mean, might as well.
Yeah.
I just felt like I needed something.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to read the next one and then get them mixed up while I was talking about it.
Like, because I finished this yesterday morning and I was ready to jump into a new book, but I was like, I don't think I can pick it up because we're about to film the episode. Like, I need to just keep my brain focused on what happens here.
Because that's why I was like, I'm not going to pick up the next one immediately because I want to not mix up storylines. And then I was watching I'll Read What She's Reading episode on it, and Michaela did, and she was like, the whole time she was like, I don't know what to say because I'm mixing them up. Like, so I was like, that was funny because that's what I didn't want to do that. She was like, wait, is this one or this one, and I'm like, yeah, that's I feel like I would easily do that, especially because it's like only a duology. I feel like it's very easy
also to, when you get your questions answered, I feel like it's hard to go back to the perspective of when you didn't have them answered. Right now we're
very inquisitive. But yeah.
It was a really good book.
Yeah.
I feel like so far our picks for our book club have been good. Like, and we know next month's going to be good. So
we're doing obviously we've announced like 500 times already. We normally wait till the beginning of the month to announce, but we want people to have time. So it's the Accomplice to the Villain, which is the 3rd in the series. It's by Hannah Nicole Marr. That's how you say it, right?
Yes.
I always mix up her and not mix up, but like I want to say Hannah Bowman Young because they both have like the 3 name thing going on. But no, I'm just so excited for this book. I feel like I've been waiting forever, and
we're so ready.
Yeah. It comes out like when you see this, it'll come out like a few days. It comes out like in a week after.
It comes out in 7 days.
Yeah, it's like a week.
So it'll be 6 days by the time you see this.
Yeah. So I'm very super duper excited. And then we'll post about it too if you didn't make it this far into the episode, but we want to do an episode on The Blonde Who Came In From the Cold, which is the second book after The Blonde Identity by Ally Carter. And she's like does cute, like spy books, and they're clean. They're just very like quickly paced but fun.
Have
but
romance.
Like, yeah.
Good. So if you want to read that, read it because we are going to be doing an episode on it.
Yeah. It comes out also next week.
Yeah.
So there's like so many new releases
books coming out this month and then next month. Like
that I'm like, yeah.
We have a lot going on.
Yeah. Lila Sage's new book comes out September, right?
It's like the last day.
Oh, okay.
So if we want like potentially to do that, we would do it October. But yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's that. Thank you so much for listening.
And we'll see you next week.